Moderation makes everybody feel safe, huh? Yeah, I don't think so. I think moderation is censorship. So I kind of wanted to just make this live video. There's so much that I want to talk about, and broadcast it. It's pretty cool that we have our own little broadcast out into the fucking world, into the universe. When I was a kid, which wasn't that goddamn long ago, it used to take a while to send a message. You had to send. I remember mailing people letters and using a phone that was plugged into the wall. And I don't know why I wasn't just raised. I just said this to my wife. Why I wasn't raised and taught to go along to get along? If that's what I was going to need to be able to do to not have so many fucking problems in my life. I feel like I have everything that I need at home except the security of knowing that everything's going to be okay. I know everything's going to be okay because of my faith in God, but not because of my faith in my country or my president or my elected officials. I have brothers that are being taken to the fucking cleaners, and just I've been fucked with family court, and the whole system is kind of set up to fuck all of us over unless we do what we're told. And I don't feel like I owe the government anything. I don't feel like I owe the government, and the system fucked me when I was a kid. So I don't think I owe the government anything. I don't owe them any respect. I owe the soldiers who fought on the battlefield. I feel like I owe them some fucking respect. But our government doesn't think that they deserve that respect. And that's why we have so many veterans that aren't properly taken care of. But it's become such a shit show with politics and schools and institutions. And it's one thing for people to have the biological need to evolve, and that's kind of the spirit of life is evolving. That's part of nature. That's what we are. We are the evolution of life to its most advanced state. And now we've created a technology thing where there's just got to be so much more all the time, and the machines are being put into place in lieu of human interaction and customer service, and to try to help businesses be more efficient. They're basically discarding customer service and humans altogether. Like, I just told Gemini to uh, write me an app where you can actually get a refund from a credit card or a debit card same day. You see, I think it's so fucked up that, and maybe this is a two-way street, and that's fine. Maybe it does take a while for the transactions to go through, but we need a more efficient system. Whereas if I go to the store and I pay for something and I use my card, that's my money, that's how I pay. It appears to me on my end like that money is not there and it has been taken out. If it takes a while to get to somebody, it's not my fucking problem. The point is, I've given it, and then I I'm live. Sorry, that was my. I have no viewers. So that's the thing. That's one of the things. Nobody gives a shit what I have to say. Nobody gives a shit about my life. Nobody gives a shit about anybody. It's all one big fucking movie. And you're either part of the program or you're not. And Elon Musk is part of the program, but he's not. There's so much shit that I just want to unplug. I for real want to unplug. I think that it's bad for my daughter. Thinking it's everything is bad for everybody. And for too long, we have let ourselves just run fucking wild with the idea that as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. Well, that's not all that matters. And as you become parents and grandparents, and you get less and less life available to you, and you get a little wiser in your older age, you start thinking about a lot of this shit. And the shit don't add up to me. The way we're having all these shootings, the way we're having all these institutional problems, these corporation problems, these racist fucking problems. I mean, people are so fucking stupid to have problems continuously. Why can't people just be happy? People can't be happy. Nope. Can't have that. Why is that? So, I'm going to look at this job, and that's the whole perspective that I'm trying to kind of bring to the table right now is I have been trying my ass off to not work for the fucking man and create my own fucking future, my own life. I don't want to go along to get along. I want to do what I want to do. And what I want to do is not listen to other people's bullshit and not get fucking ripped the fuck off. I want to make a decent fucking wage for a decent day's fucking work. I want to be able to do all the things. To me, the American dream is having plenty of time with family and plenty of money. So how the fuck are people supposed to get there when it's a constant fucking rat race and the entire thing's a shit show, corrupt movie to where we're actually doing fucked up shit to normal people and giving 1 in 4 kids some kind of fucking mental handicap because we can't just, act like fucking mature people that have common courtesy, that understand that I don't fucking owe you shit. I don't owe the government shit. To drive on this road, I have to have a license. These kids are so goddamn scared to drive and all this shit today. We've got them so fear-mongered that they don't even know how to barely wipe their own ass, and that's why half of them are living at home. Into their 20s and 30s that can't afford it. They don't know how to get by. I seen a friend on the internet yesterday, old school friend, who said how they took away her debt and she got a call or an email from the notification from the credit reporting agency saying she took a credit whack because, it took one of her accounts off by eliminating her school debt, school loans and shit. And there's just so many little details like that. That's why I make a lot of videos and shit, and I kind of talk about it because it's bullshit. And if you don't talk about it, you just get ramrodded, and people don't like that. People like respect. People like having room to breathe, room to live, room to love, room to have family. They don't need the government telling them how to live their fucking lives. And this has to do with everything. Raising your children, who you associate with, how you run your fucking business, who you choose to fucking do business with. I mean, all these things. And
everything has become so polarized and about race and about hate and war and like money and greed. And that, so, this whole capitalist system is great until it's not. Too much TV is bad. Too much technology is bad. I have this idea that we don't have any idea the effects or the impacts all these micro waves that are Wi-Fi waves and radio waves and frequencies and shit that are being blasted all over. I'm not so sure it's not kind of like being in a microwave. Frequencies and waves and shit that are being flung through the air and shit constantly hitting off of us and bouncing off of us and all of us. We know that 5G has some bad effects if you get too close to those fucking modules and shit, or there wouldn't be fucking warning signs on everything. The point is I don't think that we're really putting, the well-being of human beings at the priority list. I think we're putting the need for people to be greedy, and which greed, in my opinion, is like a game of Monopoly. It leads to world domination. Who can collect the most shit at anyone else's expense necessary? And that includes mothers and women and children. And so we have become complacent in this society where we don't really acknowledge the real threats that are really lurking, and the real evil that is underneath all of our noses and in disguise as this government that is, or entities like corporate businesses who are offering services that claim to help you. They claim that they're doing something for you, and it used to be that a company would do anything for you. Now companies are saying, they're pushing back to the customer. Now, I don't like that as a consumer. If you're going to make me live in a consumer nation, you need to be able to give me my fucking money back just as quickly as you were able to take it away from my account. You need to be able to make me feel like you're not trying to parent my kid at the fucking school, public school. You need to make me feel like, for me to participate and agree to be part of this bigger fucking game and movie, you need to make me feel like I'm safe from foreign invasion. This is the social contract that allows for all of this to be in place in the first place. So if the government and the schools and our employers, what guarantee do we have of any kind of fucking security in our fucking lives if we're not willing to just be told what to do, how to do it, and when to do it? That shit doesn't add up to me. And as a free thinker, if you're thinking about all this shit on your own, eventually you're going to be probably casting some shadows and some doubts. And you're going to want to say, I don't like the way everything's going. Maybe I'm going to go a different way, especially if I think that's safer for my family. Now, this whole COVID thing and this whole new digital era with voting and the elections and the corruption at the political, governmental level, institutional level, I've always kind of looked at conspiracies with skepticism, like maybe this is something that needs to be looked into further. But when you're living it, and it's not a conspiracy, but a real life, and there has now become this digital age of accountability to where you can't write somebody something and then just wad it up and throw it away like Chief Quimby from fucking Inspector Gadget, and it blows up. And there's no way to find out that message was sent. With emails and all this shit, it's all digital, computer technology, all this. There's always a trail. And so we have this accountability, and it's pissing off businesses. It's pissing off government officials. It's pissing off people who can't just fucking be greedy and at anyone's expense necessary. And so at some point the people have to say no. It's like, no, that's not going to work. So I'm Jon Lee. You know, that's why I have this channel, so I can kind of just express myself freely. If I see something fucked up going on, I like to be able to kind of share that information with other people. You know, information, really, knowledge is valuable. Knowledge is power. There's a reason why, you know, we learned that growing up as kids, because god damn, the amount of knowledge that I have now is just, you know, my interest in staying on top of what matters, paying attention to what's going on with the man behind the curtain. You know, we're doing those things now. We're asking questions. You know, when people get clubbed, they're going to start wanting to know why, first of all, and second of all, how to not get clubbed over and over and over again. Eventually, the people are probably going to pick up a club of their own and start clubbing the government. And I honestly don't see anything wrong with abolishing the government. I mean, that's not really what I mean. I mean, I see something wrong with it. I feel like you'll have chaos, which can't be compelled and controlled through fear and force. So that just seems like a dictatorship. Sounds like tyranny. Sounds like everything that goes against what I would want for my family, which is to be able to make my own determination. What's best for them, what's best for me. So ever since the COVID thing, you know, that just really fucking exposed a lot of shit. The election, you know, when people can't compete, when you take the competition off the table, then you're just cheating. And there's no integrity with cheating. You can't be, there's no honor. You know, people will have forever willing to die on a battlefield, face on the ground. People aren't willing to do that for stupid shit. People are willing to do that for their fucking families. People aren't willing to die on a battlefield for transgender rights, or all of these things, for elections, being able to just squeeze in whoever you want at the last minute, change the rules, let people who are fucking illegal in, not protect our fucking borders. If our borders aren't protected, then we have weak links. And if we don't have strong borders, we're sitting ducks. The point is we have got to make some changes, or I'm just going to keep calling them like I see them. And is what to do when the shit hits the fan. Because I can tell you, all this new modern way of living and diversity, equity, and inclusion, and making everything about a race or a gender is gonna fuck us all. It ain't gonna fuck me, because I ain't fucking lost in the idea that if I just go along, I'll get along. I don't want to go along to get along. If I have to lower my integrity or change my values and let my kids see that in order to get along. And so, more and more, I've pretty much been done with corporate America for the last several years, really since I was fired and terminated without cause by Comcast Xfinity, which is a huge company. And because I'm white, there wasn't a fucking thing I could do about them implementing and rolling out anti-bias, subconscious bias, racist fucking trainings for DEI. It bothered me so fucking bad. The shit that they were saying and forcing down my throat was so fucking bad that I couldn't go to work that day. I was in my fucking work van, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Fuck these motherfuckers. You're sitting here calling me racist and all this other bullshit. You know? People shouldn't be allowed to fucking treat people so poorly. We shouldn't live in a world where people are exploited anymore. We should live in a world where we do all have enough for everyone. So, I think people need to think about that. I don't really know which is better, socialism, communism, or democracy, or a republic. I see all the shit going on in the world, and I just can't wait. I wish that we could just settle everything like we used to. Send your strongest warrior out to the front of the battlefield, and we will just handle things like we used to. Winner takes all. Let the strongest survive. Because I'm pretty sure that that's how shit used to fucking work. And I'm also pretty sure that that would be a great way to settle things. And I feel like that's where we're headed. Ever since we dropped the fucking atomic bomb after World War II, you know, we all kind of get it. One person drops a nuke, that's probably going to fuck everybody. So, you know, but there are people in the world that don't care. There are people in the world that just want to do harm and evil and wicked things. And so we have to have a way of actually protecting our families and protecting our souls. God bless everybody. Like and subscribe if you're into these kinds of videos. If not, perhaps you should go fuck yourself.